guys, I'm here with Vanessa Diaz from Texas Vascular Institute, and they have 3 OBLs in the Dallas area. They're doing everything from veins to embolizations, but we've been working with them from patient pro marketing, and I want to talk to her as the patient coordinator about how it's been having this patient flow come from social media. So how long have you been at Texas Vascular Institute?
I'm going on 4 years in November.
And so you're handling all types of patient coordination, correct?
Yes.
So-
I handle our scheduling line. So
you're
any
seeing
type of new
referrals, all
patient,
the good stuff.
all of them.
Since we started working with you guys on this direct-to-patient social media, how have you seen the trends from, say, social media versus referrals, kind of stuff like that?
It's very different. So they come in telling us, I saw this ad on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and they're kind of getting themselves educated on it. So they're going into TikTok and researching this and looking at these videos and kind of researching, oh, well, that kind of sounds like something like I have. And I heard this ad and it's saying that if you have this, this, and this, to call you guys, and I'm really interested because I've really been struggling. So it's really different. Patients are coming in already kind of knowing what they want to be seen for and already kind of knowing what to expect when they come in.
Now, since you guys have started doing this, obviously you had your systems for, someone that was a referral from a primary care, you would treat them a certain way. What have you guys learned that maybe we have to do a little different with these social media leads?
The only major thing that I think would be something to improve on would be the patients, the types of insurances the patients have. Like if a patient has a PPO insurance where they don't need a referral from their primary care doctor, as to a patient who has an HMO insurance plan that needs to have that referral from their primary care provider. That makes it a little bit hard to get the patient through the door, just because we do need that referral before we see that patient, or even we'll see them for their new patient visit, but then when they need procedures, we can't move any forward until we get that referral. So maybe just being a little bit more specific with that would be really helpful in the long run.
And then just from I know we've talked a lot with your team as far as scheduling, because they are coming from social media. They aren't being told by the doctor. So there is a higher chance of them possibly no showing. How have you guys accommodated the availability for us to schedule consults for you guys?
So we've been able to accommodate based off of percentages of no shows and cancellations, but also making sure that when we do speak to these patients, making sure that they're coming in for the right reasons, making sure that this is what we're going to be talking about, this is what we do here, and just making sure that it really is something that's going to help them, because we don't want to bring them in and then it's something that's not going to help them in the long run. So just making sure that we extend their knowledge into what they're coming in for, so that we're sure that, they're a good candidate to come in to see us.
Now, I know this might seem redundant to you, but for a lot of our people watching, they always want to know, what is your process like? So a patient pro, obviously, we're getting the pathology, we're getting the insurance, we put them on your calendar, we hand them to you. What are you guys doing next? Once we're hey, this person's here, is it a VOB? Is it a call? How do you process that?
So once we take the call, we kind of talk to the patient. They say, we heard from social media, we saw you on social media. So, what exactly is it that you're coming in? Which of our services are you interested in? And then we go from there and ask them about symptoms. Have you been diagnosed with, for example, UFE or PFE before? Do you have previous imaging from another doctor? Are you able to bring in that imaging? Do you realize that maybe on your first visit, you're just going to be seeing the doctor for a consultation to make sure you're a good candidate, and just kind of extend on their medical history to make sure that all of their symptoms and everything is something that we can help them with.
Something that you've probably seen, but it's interesting, we've seen from all the research on our clients, is the more time we're on the phone with them, the higher chance they show, which is just kind of we just got to give them a little bit extra love. And it seems like you guys do that pretty well.
Yes. I try to spend as much time as I need to with the patient, just to make sure that I'm answering all of their questions. And all of my team members are the same way. We try to get them as educated as possible and give them the most information that we can over the phone, just so when they come here, they're feeling secure into the decision that they're making by making their appointment.
Now, in the last couple of months, we've turned on uterine fibroids for you most recently, I think GAE and PFE. How has that influx been of bringing in the new procedures from social media?
It was a major increase on the amount of patients that were coming in. I mean, the difference from 1 month to the next was probably more than doubled, but it's also getting a lot more patients through the door. So that was a good change. We were struggling a lot with getting patients through the door, so it has been a really positive change.
Probably made your job a little harder though, right?
It made it harder, but I mean, that's what I'm here for.
So let me ask you, in your position, because one of the problems we run into is we'll work with the doctor. The doctor's really excited to do exactly that, to double the procedures, but it creates a lot of problems sometimes for the front desk when you have this many more patients coming in and stuff like that. What advice would you give to somebody else that was getting ready to start this program and be running the front desk?
Try to give us as much information as possible, making sure that all of the information we have on file for you is really accurate as far as insurance, demographics, and everything. That'll make the process go super smooth. That way we don't have any hiccups, trying to get your benefits, making sure we're giving you the correct cost, making sure we're scheduling you for the correct thing. So just be as clear as possible with the person that's scheduling you over the phone and give them the most accurate information, and just, making sure that you're giving everything like accurately. That way, once we're getting you on the schedule and calling you in for your appointment, we have everything ready to go.
Now, if you were talking to, say, another patient coordinator at maybe an OBL in Florida, and they were about to do the same program that you're doing and potentially double their patient flow, how would you tell them to prepare for their job? Because your job's probably changed a lot in the last 6 weeks.
It has, but thankfully we have a great team. I mean, we have several people answering phones, several people taking calls, and then we have our OBL admin in the background, working all of these patients coming in for Patient Pro. So it really is a group effort. So I really say staying in communication with your entire team and making sure that everybody is on the same page is really important when working and when increasing the amount of patients coming in. I mean, having a really good, solid team really does the trick.
Awesome. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much for the time, and we're excited to keep bringing patients to you guys.
Thank you so much.